you see something like bobbing, this is my mic on a pencil. Hey friends, today we're doing another paint with me. It's going to be a little bit more on the boring side that many people might think. I find this part to be really fun. Today we're going to study values, and values, if you don't know, is one of the most important parts of a painting. Value is one of the things that our eyes catch immediately, and maybe we all might not be able to pinpoint like, oh, this is the color that has the wrong value. Looking at the overall painting, you might be like, something's off, I don't really like it. What I've been realizing in my journey is that I really need to strengthen my value skills. I'm self-taught, so when I first started painting, I was just painting. Like, I wasn't thinking about what I was doing, I was just painting for fun, you know, all the cute little Pinterest photos and all that. But I never took the time to really sit down and study all the fundamentals of painting, which there's so many. Ever since I did my latest painting, which was my previous video, I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it yet, there were so many values going on because of all the fabric that was in the painting. And after I finished the painting, I realized that values was something that I really needed to spend some time on. It's only going to help me with making my originals and really nailing those values. Today, my plan is to paint about 3 or 4 studies. They're all going to be monochromatic, so that basically just means like a black and white painting. So I would really love you guys to join me. You only need painting surface. This is just paper that I cut up into a square. Any painting medium that you use. And yeah, let's get to painting. So here I'm pre-mixing the grayscale since this study is all about the values. If you're painting along with me, find a simple still life online, or maybe if you're feeling super creative, make one from life, that's even better. I will say that I wouldn't use a reference that has too many objects since we want to simplify the idea of values before we get into any more complex paintings. Once you find a photo, just make it black and white and you should be set. I created a sketch of all the different values shapes that I saw in the photo. All of these shapes are planes, and these planes are being affected differently by the light, and that's what helps us see the object as three-dimensional. I usually always start off by blocking in the dark values and working up from there. So trying to stay focused on the shapes that I see instead of trying to paint what I think it should look like. Right, so that's one of the hardest parts about painting, because sometimes, you know, if we're painting like a hand, for example, and in that image you're only seeing 4 fingers, your brain wants to somehow in some way add a 5th finger. Or if somebody's face is tilted to the left or the right, their mouth is going to be closer to one side of the face, but your brain will be like, no, the lips are supposed to be in the center. So training our eyes to see those shapes will really help us to create a more seamless painting in terms of proportions and the way the light is truly hitting the object. I was having a difficult time with this round object. I think it was a lemon or a fruit of some kind. I honestly can't remember. I tried to stick to the planes I was seeing, but felt that the values I placed were a bit off, so you'll see me adjust it later on in the video. One thing I learned about doing this study is that staining your surface is definitely helpful. And if you can't tell, I did not stain my surface. And I'm realizing it now that it's helpful because I have done it in the past, and for whatever reason I didn't do it for this one. But because this is a value study, I realized how helpful staining your canvas is because it truly helps you identify the values a little bit better. Having a plain white background might make you think that the value you're putting down is too dark, and it's not until you have the whole surface covered that you realize that it just wasn't right. And the vase looks okay to me. I feel like the right side of the vase could have come out a little bit more, but towards the end, I feel like the values look pretty good. So I'm finally getting to that last section at the bottom where I get to cover the rest of the paper. And once I cover everything, the values really popped, and I don't know, I feel like it really came to life, and so I was able to see a little easier what was off, and you'll see me adjusting some areas. This is why staining the canvas or any painting surface you're on was one of my biggest takeaways, and I'm sharing it with you guys because I definitely think that it's a helpful tip to really nail your values. So I just quickly want to address that I didn't do 3 studies because it got so dark in my room thanks to this winter season coming up. But I will be doing more of these monochromatic paintings on my own, so if you're interested, maybe I could make another video about it and share what I've learned and any other tips that may have helped me along the way. I hope some of this was helpful. If you try to study on your own, definitely let me know how it went for you down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye!